another episode of the Japan Experts Podcast. I'm your host, Miyuki Seguchi. I hope you're having the most wonderful week. I'm planning a trip to Japan. Where should I visit? This is often the very first question people ask when they start thinking about a trip to Japan. There are so many places that look incredible. You may already have a long list of destinations, saved posts, and pinned locations. And instead of feeling excited, you are starting to feel overwhelmed. Should I visit Kyoto or Osaka? Where exactly are the best places to go in Tokyo? Should I travel to other islands like Kyushu? What about traveling from north to south and trying to see all of Japan? If these questions are already popping up in your mind, you are not alone. Today, on this Japan Experts Podcast episode, I'd like to help you work through these questions and show you a better way to decide where you should visit in Japan based on you. So whether you are just starting to think about Japan or you've already done some research, this episode will give you a fresh perspective on how to approach your trip planning. You are listening to Japan Experts, the podcast that helps you plan, book, and enjoy an effortless and immersive journey to Japan. Excited to visit Japan but overwhelmed by endless options, confusing transport, or language barriers? I get it. I'm Miyuki Seguchi, licensed guide and your cultural bridge to Japan. I've helped countless travelers turn their Japan dreams into seamless and unforgettable adventures, and I'll help you do the same. In every episode, you'll discover local tips, expert knowledge, and first-hand insights to plan with ease, travel confidently, and create lifelong memories in Japan. Ready to do this, Cassie? Let's dive in. If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll know that giving the same familiar destination recommendations is the last thing I want to do. I truly believe that Japan trips should be personalized. Everyone travels for different reasons, with different interests, preferred travel styles, and unique experiences they are hoping to have. So, giving recommendations without understanding that doesn't really serve you. That's why when I'm asked, where should I visit in Japan? I usually respond with a few questions of my own. The first question I would ask is, what experiences are you hoping to have in Japan? Are you more drawn to city experiences or rural settings? Are you happy staying mainly in well-known, busy destinations to see iconic landmarks and scenery? Or are you open to exploring beyond famous places and visiting quieter areas for more local, personal experiences? Your answer to this question already narrows down your options significantly. That said, many people tell me, I'd like a bit of everything. And honestly, that's exactly what I recommend. One of Japan's biggest attractions is its variety. Cities, countryside, mountains, coastlines, rich history, regional cultures, and incredible food. Japan has everything. So rather than choosing just one type of experience, I encourage you to try different types of experiences, enjoy the contrast, and find a balance that feels right for you. City experiences are usually the easiest place to start, simply because there is already so much information online. Tokyo and Kyoto are good examples of this. Now, if you are someone who prefers quieter or less visited places, you might feel tempted to skip these popular busy cities altogether. But if you haven't been to Japan before, I personally recommend visiting both Tokyo and Kyoto, regardless of your interests. Here's why. First, most international flights from the United States, Australia, and Europe arrive in Tokyo or Osaka. If you're flying into Osaka, Kyoto is only about an hour or hour and a half away, so it makes sense logically. More importantly, Tokyo and Kyoto offer experiences you simply cannot have anywhere else in Japan. Each has a very distinct character, and visiting them creates a nice contrast with the rest of your trip. That said, staying only in major cities doesn't give you the full picture of Japan, even if you take day trips. Cities like Tokyo and Kyoto are already busy, and popular day trip destinations such as Nara or Kamakura are just as crowded because everyone has the same idea. And there are certain experiences that truly require staying overnight outside the cities, soaking in a countryside onsen, spending time in a quiet seaside town, or experiencing a regional food culture properly. These are often the moments travelers remember most. Another question I'd ask is, what's already in your itinerary? If you want a balanced itinerary, it's important not to repeat the same type of experience given the limited time you have in Japan. Many destinations may look different at a first glance, but they can feel surprisingly similar once you are there. For example, I often meet travelers who say, I've traveled from north to south and visited Sapporo, Tokyo, Nagoya, Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, and Fukuoka. Yes, they've covered the country geographically, but they've basically experienced only cities. They've missed out on rural areas and less visited destinations where regional traditions, local culture, and everyday life are much more strongly felt. To create a truly balanced itinerary, I recommend combining urban and rural experiences. Mix well-known destinations with quieter places. Pair busy cities with small towns or countryside stays. That contrast is what makes a trip feel rich, personal, and memorable. And that's really the key to deciding where you should visit in Japan. It's not about trying to see everything or following someone else's recommendations. It's about understanding what kinds of experiences you want, choosing places that give you contrast, and shaping your itinerary in a way that feels balanced and realistic for your time in Japan. If you'd like personalized suggestions based on the ideal balance you have for each type of the experiences you're hoping to have, or if you're feeling stuck choosing where exactly to visit from a long list of priorities, I'd be happy to help. You can message me on Instagram at japan.experts or join my free Facebook group, Japan Experts Community for Travelers. I'll help you identify your next best step and move forward with clarity and confidence. And if you haven't downloaded my free Japan travel guide, you're more than welcome to grab your copy from the link in the show note. That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining me today. I can't wait to share more Japan travel insights with you in the next episode. Until then, I hope you have the most amazing week. Let's craft your dream Japan trip together. Head over to Instagram at japan.experts and DM me Japan. I'll personally share expert insights and recommendations to help you plan with ease and feel confident about your trip, so you can make unforgettable lifelong memories in Japan. Not on Instagram? No worries. Join the Japan Experts community on Facebook, where I share exclusive travel tips and answer your questions, or grab one of my free Japan travel guides. All the links are in the show note. I can't wait to connect with you soon.